Hi fellas, seems the woke mob have been at me again. Nothing new in that, largely because of my name. Here we've got my quite posh FNI RSI oscilloscope, and as in previous videos, I've got a photo transistor right above the centre of the screen. In my hand I've got a US made piece of equipment which shoots out infrared pulses. And I just wanted to show you, and it does detect it very easily. The lights, it's quite bright in here actually, the light's on, so obviously you can't have it reacting to strong sunlight in Florida or whatever, otherwise, might get false triggers. Sometimes actually it will hit the floor, occasionally, well the phone's probably in the way, if you hit the floor sometimes it will go off. No. Sometimes it will go off to the reflections off the wall and floor. Really? Yeah. It's a nice spike pulse. And on this piece of equipment it's 125 pulses per second, 125 hertz. I'm going to do this video because I said they took a few off. We don't want you to, they want you to pay $3,000 for a Chinese or Croatian made piece of equipment, and obviously we don't want you to get a more powerful effective variant. Where's it gone? Lost it. They don't want you to get an equivalent piece of equipment smaller where one head will do it for like 200 quid delivered to Texas or Florida or whatever. They want you to pay $3,000 or $4,000. Incidentally, if you do decide to get any sort of anti-laser equipment for your car, or your bike, or your truck, whether it's one of these kind of weakling LED Korean or Chinese made ones, do not ever trust these so-called laser testers. These so-called laser testers come in various varieties. Radar Busters do one, and AL do one, do two. And there's a couple in Europe which I've actually had on a scope just like this, and the signal it's meant to be like this, similar to this, but in fact when you put it on a scope it just flatlines. You just get a horizontal line of DC, like you get a horizontal line jumping up, and what this does, is basically blow the hell out of your jammer, blow the hell out of your piece of equipment, an anti-laser equipment. And one salesman, I think he's in California, but I could be wrong, he actually includes one in the price, and he knows full well that's you're going to destroy it. The first 5 seconds you point that at the heads, you're going to destroy your system, whole system. And it states in the small print, now self-testing is prohibited. I've just looked at this, and this is going up to 10 volts, this signal. It's 2.5 volts per division, so that's halfway aligned, 10 volts, it's going over 10 volts, which is about what we want actually. You've got to be quite careful how you set these, because I'm not using these cheapo LEDs, I'm using, well, it's £20 each, they are, including £20 each of them laser. Lasers do tend to be quite sensitive to over voltage, so you've got to set the voltage about right. So I'll give you DIY guys a few hints there, haven't I? Never mind. Regarding my name and this hate campaign that's gone on for years, don't believe too much what you hear, what you read on the internet. As with Google and its views on some ideologies, it doesn't always tell the truth. Certainly not in my case, anyway. My new lawyer was in touch with me the other day actually, and it's looking like I'm going to get kind of £150,000 due to my human rights violations by well, an English police force, should we say, just leave it at that. But they haven't got a leg to stand on basically. I actually stated it in front of several members. Now, you're abusing my human rights, you shouldn't be doing this. We did it to Julian Assange, what have you, and stuff, but because you're doing it to old Dave, he's been called this and called that, you know, if you can get away with it. Well, we'd get away with it at the time, but it's going to cost them dear. And it's all done in UK law, it's all done on test cases, and there's already test cases where they've done this to other people, so it'll probably be sorted out in a matter of months, which is good news for me. Just hope I live long enough to enjoy the money. Anyway, I waffled enough. We had Giuliano, the ex-mayor of New York, on the other day. He is a Republican. You know, he was the guy that sorted the gun and violence problem out in New York, the delinquency problem out. And even he said, you know, American democracy is in dire danger. He pointed out how Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton actually did break the law seriously on numerous occasions, including Hillary deleting 33,000 emails she had no right to delete, government emails, and nothing's ever been done to either of them. And there were so many things he mentioned, I probably couldn't dare put it on because it would be took off. So that's an infrared 125 Hz pulse picked up on my FNI LSI Oscope, which I picked up for an absolute song. I'm not into these really delicate, fragile iPads and nonsense. I don't like that. I must admit, I don't like modern technology. I really don't. You know, when I was a boy, when I was growing up, if you made something, it would usually be made in America or made in England. Honestly, it would last 40 years, and it did. If we didn't abuse it, it did. I had a scope similar to this, and it was actually better than this. And it was made in England. It was called a Scope X with a white face and blue covers. And until it was stolen off me, I had years of use out of it. And it was made in 1977, I think. And it was still going strong when it was stolen off me. So it's Dave signing off. So if we're interested in effective, it's effective on all, it knocks out all the LTI range, all the PL2s, PL3s. I've modified it especially for the Dragon. Well, obviously I can't be 100% sure. But for 200 quid a shot, a little tiny 1.5" wide unit, one needed for the front of the truck or vehicle. You know, it might well be worth your guys thinking about it, considering it. It's, to me, it's just a useful hobby. I'm not after getting rich off it. It's just a way of showing off my experience and using my years of electromechanical, technical experience for something good, to work one right up the cops. See you guys. Bye bye. Sorry to waffle on, but there's a lot in the news, isn't there, at the moment? Got a certain ex-world leader. Have a good one. Bye bye. God bless USA. God help UK, as we're just about stuffed.